Here we are, September 20th, 2025. Please state your full name,
Peggy Joyce Rosley,
your date of birth.
September 7th, 1941.
Very good. What hospital were you born in?
Christ Hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Really? Did your mother tell you anything about your delivery?
No,
No.
was born in the morning.
Anything at all about your infancy? Did you remember that your mother would tell you about in her stories?
What time are you talking about?
Early childhood, before kindergarten.
Well, we lived on Oak Lane, and so dead in the street, and we
How many
didn't.
bedroom house did you have? Did you share one with Bonnie?
No, I think it was 3 bedroom maybe. It's a little ranch. There was a basement, and Dad built a bar down there, and he finished the basement. And we had friends across the street, Millers, and there was a Victory Garden, and they used to have tournaments with badminton and stuff, and they elected mayors.
Yeah. But you're little here.
And I was little. Bonnie.
Did you have any toys you like to play with? Any dolls?
Never dolls. I would never play with a doll.
And what did you have any nicknames as a little girl?
No.
At what age did you figure out, or others figure out, that you weren't the doll kind of girl, that someone would call you a tomboy, which is not a bad thing.
I was always a tomboy. Probably after we moved to Arnold. But Bonnie and I, we didn't like our neighbor. She was a meanie on Oak Lane. And I remember one day with Sam Feckenbach, one of the guys, we held a hose and squirted it in the window on their daughter who was sleeping.
It wasn't very nice.
I was probably 3. I don't know. And Bonnie and I one day were dressed up for Easter Sunday. And we went down to the corner house that had a coal bin. And we wandered into the window into the coal bin. And we came back up the street. And our neighbor, Bob Miller, who was a policeman, he saw us and he just cracked up laughing. Because we were
Did you get arrested?
No, we had to go in the house. And Mom had gotten us all dolled up. And there we were, black with just our eyes showing. It was kind of comical.
So
and we used to have a parade. We used to have a
troublemaker as a young girl.
We used to have a parade all the time that would ride bikes or something. We'd go down to the golf course to watch 4th of July stuff. And then we moved when Tom was born to Arnold.
So when Tom was born, you became a middle child.
Yes.
How do you think that impacted you?
Not that I know of.
Really? Wasn't Tom the favorite because he got a car later on?
Well, that was high school. It wasn't when he was little.
Okay.
When he was little, we used to keep him busy. We'd let him out the door and run around the house and use up his energy. But Bonnie was always reading. I was always outside.
So
we had chickens there.
Question is, how much did you and Bonnie play together?
Not very much.
She was, a year older than you?
Yeah.
But you didn't play much together?
No.
So
because she wanted to sit and read. My neighbors.
Was a little kid?
We had a lot of kids on the street. We had the Millers had Sally, there was a little camp on the street. We used to go to that.
So when you were a little girl, you played with the neighbors, you didn't play so much with your big sister?
No, because she read books or did something. She was quiet. She was always inside. I was outside.
Was she into sports at all?
Oh, yeah. In high school, yeah.
Yeah.
So
what about, go ahead, Lauren.
when you were little, was there like a park on the street? Or did you
No, there was a woods across the street. And and we had a hill we used to skate a lot when we were little. Bonnie and I used to skate. She still has the skates.
Roller
skate on really special. They used to be screwed onto your saddle shoes. And we'd go way up. Alt Park was there. And we'd come down the hill and then you hit the things and you'd bounce like that. And we'd come all the way down the hill.
There's a pretty hilly area there.
We used to walk
go down
up.
the hills, how'd you slow yourself down?
We just kept going to the end of the street. And we used to, when we were little, there was a park program up at Alt Park. And we would walk up there and, I don't know, make acorns and whatever little stuff they used to do. And we'd walk back. And then we'd play kick the can at night. I don't remember Bonnie being out there doing that.
So kick the can again was a bunch of neighborhood kids?
Yeah, the guys, yeah. And then there was a park across the street that had hanging ropes. And you'd drop off them into a dry creek bed. I did that all the time. and I'd go out. I'd go out with the guys. This one guy, and we'd go up Hayward and go behind a big house and look in the woods and find salamanders and things in the yard and find snakes, garter snakes. And we like to kid the other kids with garter snakes.
How'd you do that? You throw them at them?
Just had them. And Dick had BB guns all the time, and he shot BB guns in our window.
Sounds like you were outside a lot.
I was outside
At
all
least
the time.
during nice weather.
Yeah.
Did you have a
Yep.
curfew?
No, not been. We used to walk to Kilgore. It was probably 3/4 of a mile every morning, and then we'd walk home for lunch, and then we'd walk back, walk home. Halloween, we used to go out. We used to go all the way up Hayward to a special house that would give us a nickel. It was a special deal.
Oh.
And we'd come back.
Did you have like favorite foods? Like was your mom somebody that cooked?
She
know,
cooked, but
certain dinners or lunch, or-
Daddy usually made breakfast. My mom didn't get up early to make breakfast. Dad did. I don't remember. We ate. I don't even remember what I had for lunch. I couldn't tell you. But we used to walk down the other steps. We could go to the end of the block and walk down the steps to Mount Lookout Square, and that's where we used to go to the movies all the time and watch the cartoons and stuff. And then we'd walk back home.
What were holidays like at your house?
Very quiet. The only Easter we went to Aunt Betty's sometimes. Christmas was just quiet. Mom would always put the presents out after we got back from church. We used to go to midnight service the night before, and then we'd come downstairs early in the morning. Mom and Dad's bedroom was downstairs. Tom's was upstairs. Bonnie and I shared a room, and that was a problem.
Tell me more about that.
Well, Bonnie was the unorganized one, and I was always the organized one. And we must have shared a bed.
For example,
We shared a bed one night. I know we did. And I used to like to rock the bed, and Bonnie wanted to lay quiet, and I'd hold on to the back. She got really mad and called Dad upstairs. And I
so
think
you were causing trouble with your sister.
I think he hit me with the belt and told me to stop it. I can't remember.
Whoa, whoa.
And then we didn't like the one. But we had a nanny. We had a nanny some of the time. I don't know where Mom was
You
working.
had a nanny?
Well, she was a college kid that came over and would take care of us. And then Mom had one, and Bonnie and I didn't like her. And we chased her around the dining room table, or she chased us. And then she locked us in a cupboard upstairs. And I took the coat hanger and was banging on the door. All these nicks were on the door. And we didn't have her back after that. And we had chickens in the backyard.
What about Thanksgiving?
No, there was no other relatives, so we probably had it by ourselves.
Okay.
We didn't have anyone living there except Betty and them, and I don't think we did Thanksgiving with them. Christmas when we were young, a couple times we went over to Dad's mother's aunt house, Aunt Lou, and his Aunt Margaret was there, and that was a 2-bedroom place that Dad had grown up in with the 3 kids, and she lived upstairs, and we'd go there. I don't know if it was Christmas morning or after Christmas, so we'd see her. And that was about it.
You mentioned you went to Christmas service. What was your faith life like growing up?
Well, we were at church every day. Dad was a deacon. Mom was in charge of the Mother's Club.
Wait, every day?
And no, and Sundays. Bonnie and I taught Sunday school for a while. We used to have a Sunday school during church, and then I was teaching Sunday school. We went to, I don't know, service for communion, whatever. We were all, what is it, when you're in junior high, I've got a picture of me in communion class. Confirmed. And then we used to go there always for midnight mass. I don't think we ever missed a Sunday. I used to get rings. We used to get a pen, and we had a pen with all these things when we didn't miss.
What do you think about your father? What do you think about him when you think back about him as a father, as your dad?
He was very removed. He was very quiet. He wasn't home a lot. He'd come home and he'd do his hobby with fish. Would work with fish. I don't know if he tried to do baseball with Tom. We didn't do any of that. I mean, there really wasn't much that fathers did then. He was in the house. We talked, whatever.
How do you think he influenced you at all anyway?
What?
How do you think he may have influenced you at all?
He was just very organized. I don't know.
What about your mother?
My mom was a character. She was just the one that was outspoken, was always on her P's and Q's with you. Would always tell you to be careful and watch out what you were doing. Always try your best.
What characteristics of your mom and dad do you think you have today?
I have my organization abilities of my dad. Or my mom. My mom was organized, but I've got my neatness from my dad. I'm probably quieter than my mom was. At times, I can sit alone and do stuff which mom couldn't do. Dad and I could do it all the time.
What would Tom and Bonnie say it was like having you for a sister?
Yeah.
As a little girl, I'm talking about here.
They would tell me, they'd like to blame me for everything. There was a knife missing, and they said Joyce took it. No idea whatever happened to it. I don't know.
They ganged up on you?
Oh, yeah. Mom's wedding rings disappeared. I didn't do that. I said, Tom, you did that. We don't know. They were in a tin can. I didn't do that either.
So you got it all, huh?
Oh, I was just a character.
When you were young, do you think you hung out more with Tom or Bonnie? Or even as you?
Neither.
Neither one. Okay.
So who was your best friend as a little child?
Well, Nancy Edwards lived next door to me. Dick Garvey. Dick and Nancy were probably the two I ran with. Nancy and I used to lay in the yard next to us and watch the clouds go by in the summer. I don't know where she is now. Bonnie knows. I don't know. I didn't have many girlfriends. I didn't deal with the girls too well. I stayed away from them. Bonnie was with the girls.
What about school as a little girl?
Yeah,
Do you have a favorite teacher? You know, your elementary school was that
Mr.
like?
Schulte, my PE teacher. Miss Wallace was my third grade teacher, and she told me that if I didn't stay in and read, they'd hold me back.
Were you a good student in elementary school?
Yeah, I was a good student. Talkative. Very talkative. And I have a talkative thing from my social studies teacher in high school.
What do you mean a talkative thing?
I would be talkative in class.
You got in trouble.
Not in trouble, just talkative.
You don't like to call it trouble, do
You
you?
participated in class.
Oh, yeah.
Over participate.
Oh, probably. But in high school, grade school, I loved PE. We used to climb the poles to the top of the gym, silver poles, and I'd hang on the bar across the top. You weren't supposed to do that. I'd do walkovers the length of the gym. I had some ribbons from running track and stuff that I'm going to throw out there on the counter in there.
What was the silliest and most foolish thing you did as a kid?
I don't remember anything foolish.
You don't remember?
Except, I don't.
Tom and Bonnie wouldn't have anything to say about that?
They might. Tom won't remember anything. Bonnie might. You'd have to ask her.
So, even as a young, now, I know sports were a lot different back then. What kind of sports did you play as a younger girl before we got to Withrow?
We didn't have any.
So it was just...
Would be roller skating or jumping rope or riding my bike.
Okay. All right. Did you guys ever go on any family trips? Anywhere?
We went to Florida when we were somewhere. We went to Florida. We went to Niagara Falls. We went to Houghton Lake in Michigan.
What brought you to Niagara Falls? I mean, that's a big trip.
I don't know why we went out there. I have no idea. I have no idea, Bonnie. I don't remember it. I remember going to Houghton Lake and we took Marjo and we were out in a rowboat somewhere. I remember going to Sandusky with them, and it was the thing where we had, I don't know what kind of beetles were there, but the whole street was covered with them. And we used to go every summer to West Virginia for a week. We only had a week off, so we'd go to West Virginia.
You mean your dad over here?
Yeah, they only had a week off. We'd go to West Virginia. Maybe Mom would stay a little longer sometimes. I stayed there one summer when I was 5 by myself.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What did you do during the summers?
Well, I said if we were home, we just played outside. On the week trip when I was down there, I remember hunting butterflies and just being with Grandma and running around out there. And then Aunt Betty came down, and I think I came home with them. I don't remember. I was 5. I don't remember.
So was your dad ever home? Like, did you do family dinners, or was he still?
He was home. No, he was home.
So
We would
family
always have dinner around 6. We always had dinner. Bonnie and I would, even in high school, but we would always be at the family dinner.
And did you have chores?
Bonnie and I had to do dishes. I don't remember what Tom did. Our rooms had to be cleaned. We had when I was in high school and junior high, we had our own bathroom, so we had to clean it and clean the upstairs.
And you don't know if Tom had chores too or not? Or who knows?
Well, Tom had he probably had to, but I don't know what he did. I wasn't. He was younger, so I was gone a lot. But in high school, I don't remember what we had to do as little kids. I mean,
Okay, well, we can move on to junior high. So what, did you go to junior high close? Like, could you
Rithrow.
walk?
Yeah, we walked.
You walked to the school?
Yeah, we lived on Observatory and walked every day. We walked every day
So
to school.
when did you discover boys?
I had a boyfriend. Oh, I liked a couple, Larry Midvicker and Scott Brown and
One of them your
Grace-
first kiss?
No.
Who was
I didn't
the first kiss?
I don't even remember.
All right. So junior high came around. Did you start to make any friends that you hung around with?
I hung around. No, I had a boyfriend, Dave Kleinschmidt, then.
In junior high?
Yeah.
Oh.
7th and 8th grade, I think. We broke
Dave
up, and I was
Kleinschmidt.
really upset. I still liked him a lot. He was at a party at Virginia Anderson's house. I don't know.
So back then, did they ask you to be a girlfriend or to go steady?
No, we didn't do any of that. We'd just see each other once in a while. He and Don Nielsen used to ride bikes over to my house in Gene Ireland. We'd sit on the front porch and talk, and then they'd ride back.
So going into high school now, I guess, right?
Well, we did sports. We had soccer
What
and
happened there?
well, we
What
had.
happened? What do you remember? Well, okay, start with sports.
Well, no, in
sports
junior
did you-
high we did
Junior
soccer
high,
and
okay.
and swimming and whatever we had to do in gym, tennis and whatever.
What was it like to be a girl playing these sports back then?
It was just you played intramural, and you played against your other teams of
Now,
girls.
knowing how aggressive some might say you were, what was it like being on the other team when you wanted to win?
I wasn't that aggressive. I just wanted to play well. I just wanted to play good. I wasn't mean or anything. If I was playing a sport, I did the best I could. But my favorite was field hockey.
Your favorite was, did you play a certain position in field hockey?
Middle linebacker.
Oh, sounds tough.
Mm-hmm.
What was the coach like?
Coach was our PE teacher. She was
that
great.
one the reason you liked it because the coach or the PE teacher was good?
Well, she was just one of my best friends.
Really?
She and I were really close.
You've always got along well with the PE teachers, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you like the whole sports, talking to sports.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Did you start to develop any knack for certain subjects in school?
No. I hated math.
What types of math did you?
Any and all math.
Okay.
Except geometry. I like geometry.
Did
Okay.
they even use calculators? Or did
No,
they make you
no.
have everything?
Everything was on hand. And I told my dad that he had a smart girl in math and a dumb girl in math. And I really didn't care because I wasn't going to learn negative numbers.
Okay.
And
What
I told
about-
the teacher didn't take her final because I said you didn't answer my question.
So you didn't take your final. What happened after that?
It was an algebra final. And she said, why
Would
aren't
you just skip class?
No, I went there and she said, well, why aren't you taking the final? I said, I'm studying for my next one. I said, do you remember I asked you what value algebra was going to be and you never gave me the answer? So I'm not taking your
Did you
final.
fail the class?
I just failed the final.
How did your parents respond?
Well, I went home and told Dad. He wasn't real happy about it.
Sounds like you were kind of strong-willed.
But I said, I just wasn't going to do it. I loved geometry, and then I got that teacher in trouble
How?
because she only wanted the proofs to be answered the way she wanted them. And in geometry, you could answer them in different ways and come up with the same answer.
So you didn't like following directions?
So I went home and told my dad, and when they had parents' night, he asked her, how come kids have to have the answer only the way you want it when they can make another answer doing it correctly? And after that, she kind of accepted the other answers.
Oh, very
Good
good.
job.
Nice to have some parental support.
Yeah.
What were your parents like as far as following your grades as you went through school?
They didn't. If we would ask, Dad didn't, but if we had asked questions to Mom when we were writing an English paper or something, she'd proofread it or throw in some comments.
How much help did they give you with schoolwork as a
Very little.
Yeah, you
Did
kinda
they
know.
participate in the school, like functions?
No,
and the
we didn't have a
parent
lot. I don't think we had. maybe one or two parents. We didn't have that much with parents involved in the schools. It wasn't expected per se. I think we had one parents night. Don't forget we had two counselors, one for the boys and one for the girls. We had 3,000 students.
That's interesting. They split up the boys and girls.
And we'd go in and we'd have one meeting with the counselor for what our classes were the next year.
Tell me about that. Were there very different expectations on the boys versus girls after high school?
No, I mean they were the same. You know, you had to take your classes. You could be in a college prep classes or regular classes. And did you want to take a chemistry class or a physics class or we had to take speech. We had to have an art class. Social studies. We had to have English was different because you had 4 years of English. It was straight English. It's not 10 million different English classes. It's English 1, 2, 3, 4, where you did writing, grammar, everything. You worked on your sense. You had you read books. You did papers on them. You did themes.
You went to Withrow High School, right?
Yes.
3,000 kids.
Yep.
What did you wear to school?
We had to wear sweaters or blouses, skirts, and saddle shoes. And the boys had to wear khakis and t-shirts.
Was that a uniform?
No.
Okay.
You just couldn't wear jeans, and the girls couldn't wear pants. You had to wear a skirt or a dress or something.
What do you guys do on the weekends there? Now you're in high school.
Parties.
What do kids do? Oh, parties. Tell me some more.
Fraternities and sororities had
In
parties
high school.
every weekend.
How does that work? We didn't have those growing up. What's that like?
Well, you had to pledge. You had to go through parties, and you had to pledge, and you had to sign, get accepted.
In high school.
Mm-hmm.
And what sorority were you in?
My sister was in Ultras, which was known as the best,
Ultras?
and I was in Box because they were mad at Bonnie, and to get back at Bonnie, they cut me from Ultras to go to Box.
Why were they mad at Bonnie?
Jealous.
Jealous because she was.
I have no
good
idea
math,
why.
or-
But then I resigned from Box.
Tell us more about that.
I did because, again, it was girls. And again, when we would have our meeting, they'd start bad-mouthing the other girls and the girls in Ultras. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't stay with a bunch of girls who are bad-mouthing the other sorority, particularly when my sister's there. So I'm done.
Then what happened?
I just left. And then then instead of having just stuff with Box, I went to all the different fraternity parties, and
Then you're independent.
I was independent. And
Interesting. How do the boys look at the independent girls?
I don't know. I went to all their parties, and I went to all their fraternities.
So now you can pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Is that start a new trend?
No, I was probably the only one that ever did it.
Were there school dances?
Yep, we had the GA sponsored a dance.
What's the GA stand for?
Girls Athletic Association.
Okay.
We sponsored the turnabout in the spring, where the girls asked the boys.
Did you go?
I was
Who'd
head
you
of
ask?
GA.
Oh, you were the GA.
And then the sororities had Christmas, and the fraternities all had Christmas dances, where you dress up and go. And I probably went to 4 or 5 of those. Don't ask me who I went with. It was a different guy to each one.
What's about this Girls Athletic Association? Tell us about that. You just kind of.
It was girls. That's how they did the sports, and then you would join the group, and then when the sports came, you would sign up on the list whether you wanted to do archery or basketball season or the hockey game, and then you'd have to get your team together and you'd play each other. The freshmen against the sophomores against juniors, interacting with all of them. And then if you were on the archery, whoever signed up for archery, you'd be
Did you organize the teams, the leagues? How did that go?
when you're president, you do. No, normally if you could get a team together of sophomore girls and say, okay, we're signing up. This is our team. If you wanted to do archery, you just signed up and then you competed. Whoever else played archery.
How did you get to be the president?
Elected.
Wow.
Well, my sister was president the year before.
Oh, she was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Bly girls were rolling here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have any jobs in high school?
Summer.
What'd you do?
Worked in the book depository where we repaired books.
What was
For
that
the
kind
school.
of job paying back in those days? Any idea?
I don't know, minimal, maybe $1 an hour. Who knows?
Was this at like the public library?
No, it was a school. It was
Okay.
at the school books. Would refix them.
And you
Redo the
repainted
bindings.
books.
And Any regrets about your childhood?
No, I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
Loved it. Had fun.
What would you say was the absolute best part of it? In your mind, or some of the,
I don't know, just
Some of the best.
yeah.
I
some of
don't
the best
really
parts.
have any. It was just being outside and being able to be free and do what you wanted to do. Walking to the movies when we were little. Roller skating was great. I loved to do that. Loved to be in the woods. I loved to be outside.
Did you have access to your car back then?
No. Never drove. Never drove until I got married.
Wow.
Did you have to take driver's ed? Did they make you
No.
learn to drive?
No.
Did you have a best friend in high school? That's one thing I
No.
want to ask you. Just kind of had a bunch of friends.
Mhm.
So back in those days, when you're going out, are you calling up a friend? Well, how do you go out with anybody in the weekend? You meet at somebody.
No, they'd say there's a party going on, and we'd go to the party.
Okay.
Was there a party line phone system?
No, we just knew, like, say Ruth Ignatius was having a party, and we're welcome, so we'd go to the party and whatever. Or, well, if I had a date, then I'd go to one of the party's guys' houses with them.
Remind us if radio or television had any impact on your life back
No,
as a
radio.
child.
We used to sit at night in the one room upstairs. We'd always watch TV, and I think Dad's favorite show was All in the Family. Is that with?
No, All in the Family was in the 70s.
No, who was
I'm
the one?
talking about the 50s.
Who's the one? Well, we watched. What was the band? There was a band program.
Like American Bandstand?
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk, Dad liked. We watched the bandstand where they had all the kids. But we watched.
Dick Clark's American Bandstand.
Yes, but now who's the one with the?
Ed Sullivan.
We watched that. We watched Elvis, and Dad had a fit that night.
Yeah.
There wasn't Carol Burnett or anything yet.
We
Was
did.
Elvis your favorite?
We watched Carol, but Jackie
Benny?
Gleason.
Jackie Gleason, Honeymooners.
Yeah, that was on. But when did we watch? Was it All in the Family? Is that
That's
the?
in the 70s.
Okay, well,
So what was? Did you
we
have?
didn't. We only had little tiny TVs.
I know. Did you have any kind of favorite music that you liked back then?
We just
When you went to dances, what did you like to dance to?
Whatever was playing, we did the jitterbug or a waltz or whatever.
You were a jitterbug.
Somewhat, yeah. We
Did you do
had to go to
twist?
dance. We had to
Did
go.
you do the twist ever?
Yes, all the time. We had to go to dance classes. Bonnie and I there was something on Friday nights. We had to go to a dance school to learn to dance. Well, hello there. That's fine. We had to go to dance school.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap this session up.
Okay.
We're done with high school. A lot of excitement ahead of us, everybody.
All right.
Tune back in for more.
All right.